Well, what's interesting is it's accelerated. During COVID, people didn't have a choice but to do stuff online, right?
Yeah.
So even the people that you consider late adopters had to adopt it. Whether it was for opening up a bank account, getting a mortgage, car loan, or closing on a house, a multitude of things. And now people are used to it, so it's actually accelerating. And from a banking perspective as well, even some of the older banks that you thought would never go to digital onboarding are doing that. Well, in that case, it's important to have some kind of system, a platform, which people call orchestration. So that way, as new things come along, that they're easily plugged in. Because the last thing you want to do is invest a bunch of money. Now it's a few years later, that tech's no longer relevant, but it's really hard to rip it out and then put in a new one. So having some kind of orchestration platform, which, for example, Incode has embedded within its platform, is helpful. So that way, as technologies change, they can keep up. Well, if somebody's trying to start a company, you typically they would have to work with some third parties that already have some data. Here at Incode, we're blessed that we've already got tons of data. Been doing it for a while, but you're going to have to, get with some third parties, get some data. You'll probably have to, from an ID and selfie perspective on that part, you'll probably have to work with an underlying technology like iProve or FaceTech to make it work. At Incode, we're lucky that we built it all in-house, and it's all, we own the whole stack. Well, again, orchestration, but ID and selfie. So that is very hot. Some companies take a progressive approach, starting with passive KYC, and then if we still need some more information, stepping them up to DocB. Yeah. But then there's others, that start with DocB, like a majority of the cryptos do that, virtually all of them. And then also it's based on the business unit, right? If it's for a mortgage or car loan, you're going to need that stuff anyway. So do the ID and selfie up front, and then it's going to grab the address off the ID and say, hey, you want to put this on the app? Boom, it does it on there. And that helps make it easier. And then also, the VP of Digital is happy with that. Typically at our company, we're satisfying two people.
Yeah.
It's VP or Head of Digital, or or VP of Fraud, Risk, Compliance, or Chief Compliance Officer. So they both have their own goals. One is to reduce fraud, the other one's increase onboards, and we help them do both and achieve that goal, and we prove it in an ROI study. I've gotten way more than I expected already. A couple ways. One is nobody does everything perfect, and every company's got a hole, right? So in fact, I've spoken with two that we're most likely going to partner with, and we've also had others come to our booth. They don't have the ID and selfie component, or they don't have the first party, second party, third party risk that we have. So they want to partner with us for that. So so that's been helpful. And then the clients are like the type of clients we sell to, which is nice, but it's not overwhelming. I'm one of these types of guys. If I go into a big grocery store, I get overwhelmed. If I go to like a nice small Trader Joe's, it's easy to get around. I like that, and I think most other people do. It's easy to get lost in something that's too big, and I think this is just the right size, just the right venue, and a lot of activity.